Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen, we're making a show-stopping, delicious Easter bread. So let's get started. First off, I'm adding 1 cup of whole milk into a small-ish bowl. Here you go. 1 teaspoon of sugar. This will give our yeast a head start, but yeast love a warm environment to wake up in, so I'm gonna microwave this until it gets to about 100 degrees. My milk is nice and warm, so says my javelin. Love this guy. I'm gonna add in 2 1/4 teaspoons or 1 package of active dry yeast. Give it a mix, and we're gonna set this aside for 5 to 7 minutes or until it is frothy and alive. If it doesn't froth up, your yeast is old or died. You gotta start over again because your bread will not rise. While that's frothing, I'm gonna set that aside. Grab your stand mixer or a bowl, the dough hook attachment. You could also use a hand mixer with those little dough spirals. And we're gonna get our dry ingredients all together. We want 4 1/2 cups or 540 grams of all-purpose flour into the bowl of our stand mixer, as well as 1/2 cup of sugar. This will give us some sweetness and help soften the dough as well. It'll give it a wonderful soft texture. I'm also adding in 2 teaspoons of salt. This will give us some contrast. This bread, by the way, reminds me so much of Greek Easter bread. I'm part Greek, and one of our family traditions was making tzatziki, which is a similar type of enriched, wonderful dough. It has a different spice profile, and it has these red eggs. And there's this whole tradition of like the kids at the table in Easter, for Greek Easter, cracking the eggs. It's a whole thing. Basically, you have to crack someone else's egg without yours cracking. It's a hard-boiled egg. So it's all in how you hold it. Memories. All right, gonna give this a whisk just to distribute that sugar. And, oh, look at this. My yeast is very happy. Take a look, it's nice and foamy. Right now, I'm gonna add the yeast mixture into my dry ingredients, and into the same bowl, I'm gonna crack my eggs. I want 2 large room temperature eggs, and if you take a look at my little wooden carrier, you see I have some white eggs too. These white eggs are for the decoration on top, so don't crack your white eggs. Give your eggs a light beat. Just wanna break the yolks up, add those in as well. And I'm gonna let my mixer do all the work. So grab your mixer, get a dough hook, and we're gonna start turning this dough out. We're gonna add this onto our mixer, along with the dough hook, and mix on low for about 5 minutes until you have a soft, wonderful dough forming. But it's not gonna be ready because there's a ton of butter to add in here, and it's gonna make it so rich and amazing. And by the way, I needed to know all the details for the red egg game I played as a child. Well, it's called tsugrisma, which means clinking together. You play it with kokina avga. So basically you dye the eggs red. You could use onion skins if you want, but like no one does that anymore. And then you hold your egg like this, give it a crack, and the whole thing is you have to hold it in such a way that the egg has uniform pressure from your hands so that it can withstand a tap. If they tap your egg and your egg cracks, you lose and they win. And vice versa, the other way around, but you go around the table and everyone like has a crack at it, and the winner, we always got bragging rights, but it was really fun. After about 5 minutes, you can see my dough has come together. It's soft. Looks pretty good, actually. Doesn't seem like it's quite there because it rips, but we're not done yet, so it doesn't matter. I want 76 grams or 1/3 cup of room temperature butter so I could press my finger in. It'll depress really easily. I'm gonna cut this into small pieces and plop it in, and it'll get incorporated into the dough. I'm adding the butter about a tablespoon at a time. You wanna give it some time to incorporate, but let me tell you something, it's gonna be a little bit annoying just because the butter is gonna wanna like form like this giant plate at the bottom, like a plate of butter on top of your dough. So every once in a while, you can take the dough out the hook, plop a little piece right in the middle, and continue mixing. Just like that. So adding the butter in like this helps it it really inhibits those gluten proteins from forming strong bonds, and it gives you, again, a softer bread. So adding the sugar, softer bread, adding the butter, softer bread. And you'll find the bread also has like a stretchier, like more loose texture. It's really pleasant on the mouth. If this seems like a lot of work, it isn't, and it's so much easier than doing it by hand. This is an Easter bread recipe, but you can make it any time of year. Maybe just skip the eggs and you'll have some beautiful, delicious bread on your table. And you don't have to have this as a wreath shape. It could be braided into 1 or 2 big loaves. Ooh, look at this dough. Okay, mix it for just a little bit more. Then I'll show you the texture. All right, about 10 minutes later, I want to show you this dough. It's not sticking to my fingers. It's tacky though, meaning it feels sticky. And it's stretchy. Look at that stretch. Do you see this? Nice and stretchy, not tearing. My mixer's done. Grab a big bowl and a little bit of oil. I'm gonna grease it up so it comes out really easily. You could have reused this bowl, but this dough is so rich that it kind of sticks a lot, so a greased bowl is a best practice. Unless you've had it up to here with dishes, in which case you can let the dough rise in here. Just do what I'm doing and scrape all the dough down to the bottom so it can release a little bit more easily. And by the way, you don't need egg dye for this. You don't have to get a whole set. I'm showing you how to do it with food coloring at home. Cover this up and I'll let it rise in a nice warm, cozy place for 1.5 to 2 hours. This is of course a rich dough. It's basically brioche and it needs to have all that time to kind of fight against the things that make it delicious so it can rise up and have a nice structure. In you go. While my dough's rising, I'm making some easy dyed eggs to top this bread off with. So you want hot water and you should have white vinegar. Someone forgot to buy that. So instead I have rice wine vinegar, but it'll work just fine. Any kind of light vinegar is great because it's an acid. And you want about a tablespoon of vinegar per half cup of water. The vinegar is an acid. It'll kind of like eat away at the marble countertop you're working on, so be careful. But it'll also eat away at the shell of your egg. Ooh, these are all raw, so be careful. Right, now I'm gonna do 2 colors, soft pink and baby blue. This is gel food coloring, which is super concentrated. If you're using the kind you get at the supermarket, you'll wanna add some more in. The nice thing is if you use too much dye, it'll be okay. Just have your eggs in for less time. A little whisk does wonders. So I'm adding 3 eggs into each batch. I don't need that many eggs, but I have a safety in case something bad happens. So these will dye up for about 3 minutes. However, keep an eye on them because some stuff will happen pretty quickly. So be careful. Don't let them get too bright. Beautiful blue eggs. My fingertip's a little bit blue, but that's okay. The pink ones are a bit of a surprise. You can let me know in the comments if you think this looks good or if you're sad for me. So they have like a neat airbrushed effect to them. So I kind of actually really like it. About 2 hours later, our dough has dramatically risen up. So right now we're gonna punch this down. Punch, 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 punch. And this gets turned out onto a lightly floured surface. And I'm about to conquer my fears of braiding bread. All right, stretch this into a bar. I'm gonna divide this into 3 equal pieces. And now we roll these into like a 28-inch long piece. So it's gonna be like a bit of rolling and stretching. 28 inches seems very long, but it's doable. It stretches. It's really more stretching than rolling. If you can do those complex bread braids or a plate, congratulations. Tell me your secrets. I wanna know them all because my brain does not work that way. 3 28-inch long ropes. Now we're gonna braid these together. So here's the deal. Tie the ends together, just like this. And now, how does this go? Oh boy. I can do it. 1, wait, I did it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh my gosh, major panic. So now we're gonna transfer this onto a sheet of parchment paper carefully and make a beautiful wreathed shape. I don't care how good you are, there's gonna be an unattractive little bit where it's joined. That is where the egg goes. That's the magic. My braid looks like a pretty nice wreath braid. Now I'm gonna grab my eggs and place those strategically. So You want to have one egg covering that joint that doesn't look so great. And then I'm just gonna place those in the nooks like this. And they go on sideways. Now our bread's gonna rise for about half an hour to puff up. You might wanna nudge those eggs back down after that second rise and set that oven to 350 so it's nice and warm. When we come back, we're gonna get one more beautiful thing and then they go into the oven. After that second rise, it looks puffed up and beautiful. I'm gonna give this a really quick egg wash just so it's nice and golden. Try and steer clear of the eggs because they'll bleed and look kind of weird. Finishing it off with a smattering of sprinkles. This looks so cute. And this is ready to go into the oven, 350 for 25 to 30 minutes or until it's golden brown. Let your Easter bread cool, give it a cut, and look at this amazingness. It smells divine. Pillowy soft, perfectly sweet, and with a little bit of butter, it might just be perfection. I hope you get a chance to make this recipe, and if you like this video, check out my Easter playlist.